Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Robin, for those of you that are new here. Today we are doing something a little bit different. I want to talk about my journey on Zoloft during pregnancy. I started Zoloft at 18 weeks and 3 days pregnant, and I am currently 30 weeks pregnant, so I've been on it about 12 weeks. I just wanted to share why I got on it, my experience with it when I first started, like what side effects I had, how I feel now, things like that. So if you are interested, please keep on watching. As always, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And leave a comment below if you've tried Zoloft, if you're on it, etc., etc. I would love to know and hear from other people that are on it and what it's done for you. For me personally, it's been a game changer, and I'm really glad that I stuck with it. So the reasons why I started Zoloft. It's always hard to admit to yourself that you need some sort of help. My whole life I've struggled with anxiety, but I never wanted to rely on a pill to make me feel normal. For some reason, it just made me feel less than, and it really should not at all. It should not be something that we're ashamed of, to have issues that we need help with. Like I said, anxiety my whole life, but once I got pregnant, I feel like everything just kind of escalated, and instead of having a bad moment every here and then, I would have a constant bad moment of anxiety. I would get really, really irritated very easily with my son, with my stepdaughters. I would just have no patience. I had no energy. I felt like I just was not being the best mom that I could be, and that really was, weighing on me, because it's not fair to my kids for me to never have like patience, and to have little things in life just completely bother me so much that I would get irritated with them. And I feel, shame saying that, but that's when I realized that I needed something to help me, get back to myself. Normally, I'm very happy and patient. I can handle, things that life throws at me. But it was like the simplest tasks were overwhelming to me. If my son was crying, I was so overwhelmed. I felt like such a bad parent. And if my stepdaughters needed me to do something, but they were like horsing around, I felt like my brain was going to explode, like I couldn't handle it. So I talked to my doctor about it. She recommended Zoloft. She said it's one of the safest SSRIs to take when you're pregnant. Of course, I went home, I Googled everything about it, which probably wasn't a good idea. They did say that it could cause some heart defects, that it could cause some breathing problems at birth for a baby. So I really struggled with the decision to take it. I did talk to my doctor again, and she said, when you give birth, they will monitor the baby, like they'll take care of them and make sure everything's okay. And she said that, you have to decide for yourself if the benefits outweigh the risk or the other way around. And for me personally, I'm only on 50 milligrams, and the benefit has outweighed the risk. Obviously, I haven't given birth yet, so I'm praying that everything is okay. But thus far, through all of the ultrasounds that I've had, baby seems to be growing right on track. No issues there so far, thank God. So yeah, that is why I decided to start taking it. I just felt so overwhelmed by the simplest tasks. I think that's the prominent thing. And I just lost my love of life, really. I mean, it's not like I ever got so depressed that I didn't want to live anymore, but I just was not enjoying the little things in life that I used to, like spending time with my kids. So I decided to take it, and my first week on Zoloft, I wrote down on my computer here my side effects, so I'm just going to share those with you so you can kind of get an idea of what to expect. Obviously, we're all different, so it may affect you differently, but this is my journey with it. So the first day I took it, I had all-day nausea, headache, flushed cheeks, and feeling hot. And now I started at 25 milligrams. I was instructed to go up to 50 after 2 weeks on 25, and that's what I did. And so the second day of 25 milligrams, I also had nausea and an all-day headache. And I know obviously you get nauseous during pregnancy, but for me, mine tapered off around 13, 14 weeks. So I totally feel like it was a Zoloft making me feel that way. That second day that I took it, I don't know if it was the placebo effect, but I felt good enough to take my son out by myself to a little like indoor play place. And I would have never done that before because I get really overwhelmed when I take him out by myself. Like something's going to happen or he's going to misbehave, etc., etc. I would just work myself up about it and just wouldn't do it. So that was a huge step for me. On the third day, the nausea seemed to have subsided, but I had restless legs and my hips felt like they were on fire. I was very tired and I felt very foggy. That was kind of a big theme for like the first month of Zoloft, was kind of this brain fog, almost like an out-of-body experience. It was something that I wasn't really used to. I didn't really enjoy the feeling at all. Like, I feel like I would just kind of zone out throughout the day without really meaning to. Like, I could still function and do everything that I needed to do, but I didn't feel really present in the moment where I was at. So that was something that continued for about a month, I would say. So on day 4, the night sweats started happening. Unfortunately, that seems to be a running symptom throughout this whole time, like even now. If I am a little bit late on taking the dose, I sweat. I sweat at night. I get really hot really fast. My husband will be perfectly fine temperature-wise, and I will be burning up, and it's only like 70 degrees in the house. So I do sweat still a lot. That's a side effect that's kind of just stuck around, unfortunately. And then on day 5, I decided to start taking it before bed. Before this, I was taking it in the morning, and it was just, making me kind of sick all day. So I decided, let's try taking it before bed. So maybe some of these side effects I'll experience while I'm sleeping instead of during the day. So I did that, and it said even though I was tired, I accomplished a lot. I had all 3 kids with me at home. I managed to clean the bathroom, my son's room, do the dishes, clean the kitchen, and sweep. It said, however, because I did do so much, I got very worn out and kind of agitated as the day wore on, and I did have some nausea throughout that day. So on day 6, it said that I woke up without a brain fog, and that I was able to get a lot of things done around the house without getting mad or angry, that I started getting a little irritated around 2:30, but otherwise it was an overall very good day. So that was day 6, and then I don't think I wrote down for day 7, but I did write down when I started taking the 50. I think I just have one day of when I started taking the 50. Let's see. Yeah, so I took the 25 milligrams the night before and then another one in the morning. This morning I woke up and I actually threw up, and I've been very stressed all day, which is why I decided to up the dose. I'm scared of the effects it will have on the baby. I have my ultrasound in 6 days, so I can hopefully be reassured that little one is developing appropriately. I just don't want to feel so stressed and on edge anymore. So, and then it says, it sucks counting down the minutes until my husband gets home. That's not how I want to live my life. And that is so true. Every day before I started taking Zoloft, it was like, when is my husband going to get home and help me with this kid? And I still have my days like that where he overwhelms me, but it's not like such an urgent feeling. It's more like now I'm tired because I'm pregnant and I just want to lay down and have a little break. Whereas before it was like he was on every one of my nerves that I had in my body, and I just felt like I couldn't handle it on my own. And I just didn't want to live like that anymore. So after those first few weeks on 50, the transition from 25 to 50 wasn't actually as bad as I thought. I did have some nausea. There have been mornings, if I take that Zoloft without eating anything, I will throw up for sure. And that even happens now. So I have to eat something before I take it, and I try to be consistent with when I take it, usually around 10:30 at night and around 7:30 or 8 in the morning. And I have been doing that, like I said, for 12 weeks. The symptoms that have stuck around with me so far are definitely the sweats and just the nausea if I don't, eat with it. But otherwise, right now, when I wake up, or for the past month, I've been trying to wake up earlier before my son, because before I would let him wake me up, and that already just set me off in such a bad mood. So I have been trying to get up before him around 5:15 or 5:30 in the morning and make coffee, clean the kitchen, have a little bit of me time. And then throughout the day, I just feel like I am well equipped to handle the things that this toddler throws at me. Like, he obviously will get under my skin a little bit. He's a little boy. He likes to press my buttons, but I feel like now, instead of meeting him with anger in my voice, or not so much anger, but like an edge to my voice and getting irritated when he does something that he's not supposed to, or wants me to hold him all the time, or things like that, I just kind of roll with it better. I have more patience in my voice. I try to talk with him, instead of snap at him. Like, I want him to know that I care when he, gets hurt or wants something that's not going his way, that I'm listening to him and not just like, oh my goodness, how many times are you going to spill a cup of water on the floor? You know what I mean? Like, I love my kids very much, and I felt like I just was kind of failing at being their mom at some point, because I was just like irritated. And my husband, it was the same thing. I don't know why, and it's really like, I'm embarrassed to talk about it, but I shouldn't be. I know that it's something that people struggle with, but I just did not feel like I was being the best mom I could be to my kids, or the best wife to my husband. And now, after being on Zoloft for 12 weeks, I'm able to juggle all 3 kids. I watch, I let my husband sleep in the morning instead of always sleeping in the morning. I make breakfast, I make lunch, I do homeschool with them, I play with my 1-year-old. Like, I am able to get so many things done. I feel motivated. Like, now that I'm entering my last trimester, I do feel more tired. So this past week, I have been kind of sleeping in a little bit more than I should. But I still feel good. I still feel like I have patience and energy throughout the day. And that has been really wonderful for me. So, if anybody out there is, worried about starting Zoloft, or feels kind of like ashamed, or doesn't want to, or not necessarily doesn't want to, but feels like the side effects are too much to keep going. Like, it was rough. I'm not going to lie. The first month was really rough. I didn't feel like myself. I felt sick. I felt tired all of the time. But once you make it past that hump, you feel like yourself. I don't feel like I'm in a cloud. I wake up, I'm me. I go to bed, I'm me. I'm just kind of, I don't know how to explain it. I'm just free. Like, I have a goal that I can focus on and do something, instead of having so many things running through my head all the time that I'm just so tired I'm just so tired just thinking about it that I don't even try. Like, I honestly can't recommend it enough. And I know, like, it's very scary to take it during pregnancy, especially because it's not just your body that you have to think about, it's the little one inside of you. But for me, it was the best decision I could have ever made. It has made me enjoy my pregnancy. It made me not be so stressed out. Like, my blood pressure has been great this time around. Last pregnancy, I had preeclampsia. This time, I have not had that issue so far. I'm only 30 weeks, so obviously it still could happen, but I just feel like I can handle things well, and that's all that I wanted. I wanted to be able to handle my life well, not feel like I need my husband around constantly to help me get through the day. So, if any of you guys are feeling like that, like overwhelmed, or like your life isn't quite your own, you don't have, patience with your kids, you feel very easily agitated or overwhelmed with anxiety, I think, talk to your doctor about it and see what you can do. And I know it's hard to stick with it. I wanted to quit so many times, but I am so glad that I did. So I would really recommend just trying to push through as much as you can, because once you get over that hump, it is a beautiful life on the other side, let me just tell you. So that was kind of hard to talk about, but I hope you guys, I hope this video is informative, and I will do another update, obviously, when baby boy is born, that there are if there were any side effects to him, any withdrawal symptoms to him. I was debating just stopping it, about like a month or two before he was born. I still am not completely decided on it because I just finally got to the point where I feel great on it. So I'm still weighing those options. And if any of you women out there that were pregnant and have taken Zoloft, weaned, or stayed on throughout your pregnancy, please comment down below so I can kind of read other people's experience. I would love that so much. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video and found it informative. It is obviously different than what I've done before, but I am human. I have mental health issues, and they should be normalized and not something that we're ashamed of, even though it is very hard to talk about. But thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and take care. We'll see you soon. Bye.